Winter can be a tough time for trees. We've been hearing a lot about exploding trees, and now we hear there's something called Sunscald we need to worry about. Luke Brunner is here from Davey Tree, and Luke, let's start with the exploding tree rumor. Can that happen? I saw you with Derek yesterday. I guess it's kind of.
Derek and I had exciting talks yesterday about exploding trees, and we debunked the myth that it is not true.
Yeah, but trees certainly can get damaged. So the exploding tree, that you don't have to worry about, some tree blowing up next to you.
No, not at all. If you do hear anything, you're going to hear a small pop.
Yeah, it's cold. Limbs break, things are more brittle. All right, let's talk about that Sunscald, all right? Fill me in on Sunscald.
Sure. So Sunscald is going to be about the same as frost cracking, but it's going to happen a little different. So it's going to damage the cells in the tree from the strong sun coming down, beating on the trunk.
Now, you were telling me last year when you came out to my house and looked at some of my trees, and I've had some infestations with various things. I've had to add some Dutch elms. I got that Dutch elm disease, and I had a couple of other things. And here's what I don't understand is that, you hear that these organisms tend to live in the trees during the winter, correct?
Yep.
And then how is it too cold is that going to kill them this year, or is it worse for them?
Well, it depends on, if the organism on the tree, it has the potential in the springtime to infect that tree.
So how do you stop it?
You could use, depending on what type of organism or what kind of disease it is, they make fungicides, insecticides, they make horticulture oils for insects. They have a lot of different products out there.
But you're not doing that in the winter. You do that in the spring.
Absolutely.
Okay, so right now, if you got an organism living in your tree like I tend to get for some reason, there's kind of nothing I can do till spring.
Right.
Okay, so Sunscald. All right, so Sunscald is it caused from the sun and the frost? What is it?
Yeah, so in the wintertime, if you have a thin bark tree, the sun exposure is going to hit the south end of that tree, and it's going to warm up the sap, the water inside that tree, and then as the nighttime comes in, it's going to freeze and damage those cells. Not as explosive as the frost cracks.
Now, this is not Sunscald, I don't believe, but I had, when we had those polar vortexes probably 10, 12 years ago, whenever it was, we had 2 seasons of these kind of just like this. Unbelievably cold, -0. Mm-hmm. And I had a bunch of Japanese maple trees in my yard. Not the yard I live in now, because you've been in my house. Mm-hmm. But I had a house, and I had some beautiful Japanese maples, some of the miniature ones, and they were gorgeous trees. They're expensive, $800, mm-hmm. And in the spring, I had a lot of damage. Is there anything you can do to keep that from these trees that are, they say hardy up to 5 below 0, but if it gets down to 12 below 0, I had a lot of damage. What can we do?
So Mother Nature's going to do her thing. Some of the preventative things that you can do, especially on those thin bark Japanese maples, is you can put a protector around the trunk.
That's what I did. I do that every winter now. I put burlap. I wrap them up.
Yep. And then you can actually use a corrugated plastic pipe to put on top of that to keep the sun off of it as well, too.
Well, I don't have the plastic pipe, but so let's hope I'll have you out in the springtime, and you can do a report, and hopefully you look at my trees, and hopefully everything is going to live and be nice, because keeping trees up, hiring you to come out and do your job out there, it's worth it, because nothing stinks more. I had $3,200 worth of trees removed and limbs removed in the fall this year, and that's a lot of money. Mm. So, all right, Luke Brunner with Davey Tree, and you want to give a plug to your company or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Get a hold of us at davey.com. If you need something, there is a form that you can fill out, and a certified arborist will give you a call, set something up with you.
All right. Thank you very much, Luke Brunner, the tree guy. All right, and we're switching gears. A local wedding